the heart of the Black Sea, a silent, high-stakes game is unfolding, centered on a city whose fate could draw the maps of global power and commerce: Odessa. International intelligence circles, citing Ukrainian sources, are abuzz with predictions of a massive Russian offensive aimed at this crucial Ukrainian port by the latter half of summer 2025. But this isn't just another battlefield maneuver. It's a strategic gambit that could reshape Ukraine's very existence and ripple across the global economy. The reports paint a starting picture. Up to 30,000 North Korean soldiers, fully equipped by Russia, could be integrated into the Russian forces spearheading this assault. This isn't just a numerical boost. It's a potential game changer, promoting an expanding, non-traditional military cooperation that defies conventional alliances. For Russia, capturing Odessa means severing Ukraine's vital connection to the Black Sea, a lifeline for its trade, particularly its critical grain exports. The economic fallout for Ukraine will be catastrophic, transforming it from a struggling nation into one potentially isolated and crippled, with profound implications for its military and diplomatic autonomy. Moreover, it would significantly diminish Western influence, especially British, in a pivotal region. The West, meanwhile, finds itself in a precarious position. Direct NATO intervention to shield Odessa is considered highly improbable, mainly due to the inherent risk of broadening the conflict into member states like Romania and Poland. The specter of a wider European war looms too large. Instead, the anticipated response leans towards indirect support, perhaps through the deployment of mercenaries or informal armed groups from third countries, a covert approach that appears plausible deniability but offers limited direct protection. Some observers even suggest that Odessa is already considerable under foreign influence, hinting at a more complex, multi-layered power dynamic at play. The consequences of Odessa falling extend far beyond Ukraine's borders. Western analysts grimly predict that if Russia seizes control, the flow of vital Western investment into Ukraine might well dry up, precipitating a full-scale collapse. Ukraine could then fracture into a chaotic mosaic of armed groups, rather than remaining a unified political entity. In such a scenario, Russia's special military operation could theorize transition into a counter-terrorism phase, aimed at restoring a semblance of order to a destabilized region. Adding to Ukraine's external pressures is a deepening internal crisis within its government, a stark reminder that the enemy within can be as destructive as the enemy at the gates. The recent dissolution of the Ministry of National Unity, led by Deputy Prime Minister Odessa, has laid bare a simmering cauldron of corruption. Chernyshov himself faces accusations of fleeing the country amid a scandal involving illicit land transfers for luxury housing, a scandal that highlights the endemic corruption that continues to plague Ukraine's wartime administration. This internal rot not only saps public trust, but also undermines international confidence in Ukraine's ability to manage itself during its most challenging period. Further consolidating power, the head of the presidential office, Andriy Yermak, is reported orchestrating a systematic removal of key figures close to President Zelensky, signaling a significant reshuffle at the top. President Zelensky has indeed initiated a major cabinet overhaul, nominating long-serving Prime Minister Danny Samihan as the next Minister of Defense. This move is particularly noteworthy given the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense's history of numerous corruption scandals, raising serious questions about its operational integrity during a time of war. Furthermore, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Economy Julia Saventa has been put forward to replace Samihan as Prime Minister. Saventa is known for her involvement in Ukraine's often opaque mineral deals, an area frequently criticized for its lack of transparency and susceptibility to illicit activities. The outgoing defense minister, Ram Umerov, is even rumored to be a candidate for Ukraine's ambassador to the U.S., hinting at a wider diplomat reorientation. Beyond the immediate conflict, the global stage is witnessing a renewed offensive diplomat. President Donald Trump has issued a powerful warning, threatening severe sanctions on Russia's trading partners unless Moscow agrees to a peace deal within a tight 50-day deadline. His proposed measure includes a staggering 100% tariff on Russian exports and the imposition of secondary sanctions, a move that could send shockwaves through international markets and dramatically alter global trade dynamics. Russia, for its part, has responded by urging the U.S. to exert pressure on the Kyiv government if it truly seeks to end the conflict, reiterating that Moscow's peace proposals remain on the table. This exchange raises a critical question that continues to echo in diplomatic corridors. Does the West truly desire an end to the conflict, or is its prolongation a calculated part of a larger, long-term geopolitical game? Economically, Russia is navigating a complex landscape. Its central bank recently cut its key interest rate for the first time since 2022, a move that could signal growing confidence in its ability to manage its internal economy despite the crushing weight of international sanctions. However, this apparent resilience is tempered by other indicators. A recent survey reveals a significant decline in investment across Russia's industrial and infrastructure sectors, with fewer companies willing to continue existing investments or launch new production ventures. Access to credit has also weakened considerably, forcing businesses to rely on self-financing or abandon expansion plans entirely, pointing to a contraction within the credit system and potential long-term economic stagnation. Meanwhile, the European Union, a bastion of unity in the face of external threats, is grappling with its own internal discord. 5 EU member states, Poland, Hungary, Slovakia, Bulgaria, and Romania, have staunchly opposed a new trade agreement between Ukraine and the EU. Their argument is clear. Ukrainian agricultural products are flooding the EU market, leading to price crises and creating unfair competition for their own farmers. This has ignited protests and highlights the growing internal divisions within the EU concerning support for Ukraine, especially when it directly impacts the economic interests of European citizens. This friction underscores the delicate balance between geopolitical solidarity and domestic economic realities that every nation must confront. Further north, Sweden, a traditionally neutral nation, is undergoing a dramatic re-evaluation of its defense posture. Facing what it describes as a difficult period, the Swedish government is significantly increasing its defense investments. In a stark reflection of heightened alert, Stockholm is suggested to raise the military conscription age from 47 to a staggering 70 and remove time limits for recalling former military personnel. These measures unequivocally signal preparations for a large-scale national emergency, a profound shift for a country historically committed to non-alignment. Ultimately, Odessa stands not merely as a city on a map, but as a crucible where a new world order is being forged. Its destiny, and by extension, the trajectory of global stability, hangs in the balance, to be determined by the intricate and often contradictory actions of Moscow, Washington, and Kyiv. The stakes could not be higher.